What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news. And today's news is that Malcom, the Brazilian winger who plays for FC Bordeaux, is linked with Liverpool quite heavily in the French newspapers L'Equipe and Sud West, and they are saying that Malcom is a possible Liverpool target. This Nabil Fekir to Liverpool deal is dragging on a little bit longer than Liverpool would like. I think Lyon want to maximize the transfer funds for Nabil Fekir, so maybe they are waiting for the World Cup for Nabil Fekir's price to go up, and Malcom could be on an alternative or a second player that Liverpool could buy, because Fekir is a number 10 mainly. He can play as a winger as well, but Malcom is definitely a winger. So in this video we will take a look at the player profile of Malcom, and you will get all the information that you need about these players. And if you enjoy these transfer news videos, please leave a like and subscribe if you are new with post notifications on. What do you think about this transfer news? Malcom scored 12 goals and got 8 assists for Bordeaux, who finished 6th in the French league last season, and his transfer market value according to transfermarket.com is 45 million euros, so he would be a lot cheaper option than Fekir. But I honestly think that we need both of them, because you know, we don't have good enough backup players for the likes of Salah and Mane. So over the past day, outlets in France have begun to push this transfer news that Bordeaux winger Malcom is a possible Liverpool target. He could be available for 50 million euros, which, as I already said, in today's transfer market, that's not a lot of money comparing all the top players. He's 21 years old, and so Malcom was born in 1997. He's 21 years old. His birthplace is Sao Paulo in Brazil, and he's not a tall player. He's 171 centimeters tall. That's 5'7". He started his youth career with Corinthians, and he went on to actually play for Corinthians very early. In 2014 he already made 24 appearances for Corinthians. So he was 17 years old, and in 2015 they won the league title with Corinthians, which is called the Campeonato Brasileiro Serie A. So that's a brilliant achievement, that as early as 18 years old he was already a champion at Corinthians, and he scored 8 goals in 46 games in that season. And then Bordeaux signed him. The first season he got to know the French league, and he only played in 13 games in total, but after that he played 45 and 38 games, and he scored 9 and 12 goals in the past 2 seasons. He's not like the most prolific player at the moment, but he's only 21 years old, so his best years are ahead of him, and he could develop into a really exciting player under Jurgen Klopp, in my opinion. Malcom also played in the 2015 FIFA Under-20 World Cup, and he actually participated in 5 matches, including the final where unluckily Brazil lost to Serbia. Transfer market are saying that Bordeaux signed Malcom for 5 million euros, so they are going to make a big profit on this transfer deal, whoever they sell it to. Chelsea are also linked with Malcom, which is a little bit worrying, because it is rumored that Chelsea already held talks with Bordeaux and Malcom's representatives. But Liverpool were linked with Malcom in January. We were linked with Malcom as a Coutinho replacement. Nothing really materialized, but I think we have been in contact with Bordeaux in January, so the groundworks of this move has already been laid down. So if Liverpool want, I think we could snap up Malcom. He already said in an interview that he wants to play in the Premier League, and he specifically mentioned Liverpool as a team that he admires. And now that Liverpool made the Champions League final, and now that Liverpool are playing one of the most attractive football styles in the Premier League and certainly in the world, I think Malcom would jump at the chance to sign for Liverpool, because I think it could be a really the perfect replacement for somebody like Danny Ings or Dominic Solanke. If we decide to sell Danny Ings or loan out Dominic Solanke, and I also think that we will sell Daniel Sturridge and Divock Origi, Malcom would be the perfect replacement for those kind of players, because we need quality on the bench. So many times last season, when we had to call on an attacker on the bench, we only had Danny Ings or Dominic Solanke to call upon, and no disrespect to those players, but they are nowhere near as good as the likes of Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah. The decrease in quality was pretty evident, and Dominic Solanke, remember that he only scored his first goal for Liverpool on the last day of the Premier League season, and that doesn't fill me with confidence for next season. And yes, Dominic Solanke could score 5 to 10 goals next season, but Malcom definitely is a big signing if it goes through, because he would be a really exciting player to call upon. And I think at 21 years old he would be happy as a backup player for Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah, because he would realize that he's not as good as Salah or Mane, but he would have the hunger to train each week in, week out, really hard, and push the likes of Mane and Salah maybe out of the team in the long term. And I think this is a very exciting transfer if it goes through, because as I said, we need better squad players. We shouldn't just focus on signing first team players. Signing the likes of Fabinho, Naby Keita, maybe Fekir if this goes through is brilliant, but I think we need more players. We need more players who could improve the bench. Because yes, if we sign Fabinho and we signed already Fabinho, Naby Keita and Henderson maybe, or Wijnaldum or Lallana will be on the bench, and that will improve the quality of the bench. But attacking wise, imagine if we get a long-term injury to Salah or Mane or Firmino. God forbid, I don't want that to happen. But we actually got lucky last season that Salah and Firmino were fully fit for the whole season, and Mane only had like a 1 month injury layoff, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if there is a big injury to one of those attacking players, we would be absolutely devastated in terms of the attacking quality, because Liverpool are relying on those front three players to score goals, because of course our defense has improved a lot since Van Dijk came in and is brilliant, but we still, I think, are not a team who can rely on the defense to win the game 1-0. And Liverpool are always about scoring goals under Jurgen Klopp and being full throttle attacking football, heavy metal football if you want to call that. And Malcom would be the perfect signing, because he would just come in and slot in straight into Mane's or Salah's position if those players are injured or tired or suspended. And remember that next season we will want to attack the League Cup and the FA Cup, as well as the Champions League, as the Premier League. Last season we went out quite early in both competitions, and I think Jurgen Klopp realized this, that sooner or later this Liverpool team needs to win a trophy. And I think with better backup players we could really make a deep run into the League Cup or the FA Cup and win one of those competitions. Of course, the main focus will always be the Premier League and the Champions League, but look at other big teams: Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham. They have a big squad, a lot bigger than Liverpool in most cases, definitely Man City, and that's the benchmark. I think Man City set the bar so high last season that all the other big teams have to look at Man City and compare their squads to Manchester City's squad. Of course, Liverpool don't have the same financial resources as Manchester City, but I think this would be a very sensible signing because of the improving the squad. And we actually want, in the long term, in the next 3 years, we want to build a team. Jurgen Klopp wants to build a team which has 2 great players for each position, and we are getting there slowly but surely. The signings of Naby Keita and Fabinho, I just combined those 2 names, sorry about that. So the signing of Fabinho and Naby Keita is a brilliant achievement great steps in the right direction, but we need actually to sign those kind of players in the forward positions, backup players for Mane and Salah. Fekir could play in the number 10 role, he could play as a Sadio Mane or Salah replacement as well, but I think we need more. We definitely need a player like Malcom. That's just my opinion. Let me know what is your opinion in the comments below. Another factor that we need to take into account is that Malcom is Brazilian. We already have Firmino and now we have Fabinho, so 2 Brazilians are already at the club, which means that Malcom, who probably doesn't speak very good English, would feel welcome at Liverpool, because he would have actually 2 Brazilian players who could help him settle in and maybe look for a house together or go shopping together, or tell him what to do at Liverpool. I'm sure that there will be a great support group around each and every player that Liverpool sign, but to have your own nation's people at the club already, and both Fabinho and Firmino will be regular starters, so they will be, I'm sure, in the ears of Malcom and helping him in every situation in his life. So I think this we have to take this into consideration as well, and I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp only wants players to come into Liverpool who fit into the team, not just in terms of playing style, and Malcom is definitely fitting playing style wise, but in terms of character, in terms of attitude, because Liverpool have a very close, tight-knit group of players. The great team ethos and team, team bonding is already at a very high level at Liverpool, and Malcom, in my opinion, would fit in because he looks like a really positive person. And I'm just looking at the Twitter reactions, and Liverpool saying, just like I'm saying, that Malcom isn't a Fekir alternative. He would be the rotation winger that Liverpool so badly need. Fekir plays other positions. We need to sign both. Those are the words of other Liverpool fans as well as mine. So let's just sign both, guys. Liverpool need to get stronger, and I think if we sign one of Alisson or Oblak and we sign Malcom, Fekir with already Naby Keita and Fabinho coming in, that would be just a perfect transfer window, an absolutely brilliant achievement for Jurgen Klopp if he can pull this through. And I think the transfer budget allows that, because remember that we still have the Philippe Coutinho money, we didn't spend that yet. And we still have the majority of this summer's transfer budget. Yes, we signed Fabinho for close to 40 million pounds, but Liverpool still have about 150, 160 million pounds to spend, and Malcom would only command about 45 million pound transfer value. So we would still have more than 100 million pounds to spend even if we sign Malcom. Fekir would be like 50 million, and Alisson would be 50-60 million. Oblak would definitely be more. But I think if Liverpool really want to compete next season for the title, we need to sign top players, and those top players cost a premium. So come on Jurgen Klopp, come on Liverpool, make it happen. Thanks for watching, guys, really hope you enjoyed this. See you later, goodbye.